the reactions which you saw, which we did it with borane, a lot of complications was there, that we have to add it, we have to again balance it, and so many things is there, isn't it? Now to reduce this particular complications, means to remove the borane B2H6, that is diborane we can say that, or borane we can say that, we can take another compound, that is bis 1,2-dimethyl propyl, what you can say, borane, we can take bis 1,2-dimethyl propyl borane, which is also called as dicyamyl borane. Dicyamyl borane, which is also said to be as. Clear? So, what I said, it is dicyamyl borane. What is that? We represent it by R2BH. R2BH is dicyamyl borane. So, this I am taking in place of what? I am taking in place of B2H6. Why I am taking it? To reduce the complications which is being involved in this particular process. Now you see this reaction is so easy, so simple it is. The reaction is. Suppose if I take here, that is what you can say, propyne, CH3C triple bond CH. In presence of first step R2BH. Alright, I'll tell you once again what is R2BH. What is that? Let me write it otherwise. Bis 1,2-dimethyl propyl and borane. Bis 1,2, I don't have the space, I am saying you in word C, bis 1,2-dimethyl propyl borane. Alright, clear? So that means bis 1,2-dimethyl propyl means, let me write it, otherwise you won't understand it. So see here, C propyl, 1,2-dimethyl, so here this is CH3. Alright, now you put it here, that is what is the 2 carbon CH2, here CH, here CH3. Bis means twice. Alright, and what is that? It will be nothing but is your borane. Borane is BH3. One, instead of 2 hydrogen, this group comes and BH. We can say that. BH3 is right. So BH3, so instead of 2 hydrogen, it comes bis 1,2. Why it is bis? Because we double twice. So in this way, it is bis 1,2-dimethyl, 1,2 first second, 1,2-dimethyl propyl. That is nothing but borane, we can say. Clear? So here we can use it, that is, suppose if you are writing it here, that is CH. So here, that is, you might be thinking that from where I will be removing that particular carbon, that is hydrogen atom, so that this will be added in BH3, na? It is. Alright, this is BH3. BH3, instead of 2 hydrogen, I have added this particular group. So now you might be thinking from where I will remove the hydrogen, so that it will be added. From here you will remove. So this is the bond created. Understood now? This is a bond created where you will be adding with borane. One H is there and another, in place of another 2H, this group comes twice. This group comes twice. So where it will be added? It will be added here. Alright? Clear? So it is nothing but bis 1,2-dimethyl propyl borane, which is said to be as R2BH, or dicyamyl borane. Clear? Fine. Now, you got this particular compound. So what I said, R2BH will be there, and the second step will be H2O2 in presence of OH minus. Same thing, na? There also I wrote it H2O2 and in presence of NaOH. Here also it is OH minus. So what I am going to get it? Same thing, I am going to get nothing but propanol. What is that? CH3, CH2, CHO. That is propanol. See, so it's simple. The reaction becomes so simple here. So instead of avoiding the complications, we can use this particular one, that is R2BH. Dicyamyl borane, we can use it and reduce the complications of the previous process, we can say that. I hope you are following what I am speaking to you. Now, next is, after this, we will come to the next process, that is, we will prepare aldehydes from, aldehydes ketones from Wacker process. Wacker, W-A-C-K-E-R. W-A-C-K-E-R. Wacker process, we can say that. W-A-C-K-E-R. Wacker process. Now here what I am going to take is ethene or propylene, whatever it is, plus I am going to take here, that is water, plus I am going to take PDCl2. Clear? PDCl2 in presence of what you can say, an co-oxidant. Alright, what is that I am going to say you, as well as a catalyst, and oxygen or air. CuCl2 acts as a co-oxidant. Co-oxidant means, of course, this is an oxidant. This is an oxidant. This is another oxidant. How it is? I'll say you. Remember, it is co-oxidant and as well as a catalyst. We can say that because at the end of the reaction, we are getting it back. And in presence of oxygen or air, the reaction is being carried out. So what I am going to get it? What you are going to get? Try to understand here. First of all, what will happen is that these two hydrogen reacts with chlorine to form 2HCl. Because what I said, this acts as a co-oxidant, this acts as an oxidant. So oxidant means oxidizing agent. It reduces, it oxidizes this particular substances, ethene. So it oxidizes ethene to what? Ethene will be oxidized to ethanol, definitely. And itself it will get reduced, so reduced, PD. Alright, it oxidizes ethene to ethanol. I am writing ethanol, don't worry. And itself it gets reduced. So itself reduced means it is losing what you can say electronegative element, and loss of electronegative element is known as what? Reduction. An oxidizing agent oxidizes others, but itself get reduced. So it is reduced, see, to PD. And this chlorine gains this two hydrogen to form HCl. And gain of hydrogen is again known as reduction. So in any way you can understand it. Either loss of electronegative element is reduction, or the gain of hydrogen is also called as reduction, because it is going to get reduced itself. Fine. And this will be forming, what is that? CH3CHO. How it is forming CH3CHO? I've already said you. First it will form an addition reaction. Alright, addition reaction is going to form. Then after that it tautomerizes to form an aldehyde. Correct? If you take here, there is propene. If you take here propene, then what you will be getting here? 2HCl plus PD plus acetone, CH3COCH3. 3 carbon atoms. Alright. So OH group will be added to the second carbon atom. Already we have seen it. Clear? So if you take here propene, again I say propene, if I take it, you will be getting HClPd, same thing. And instead of acetaldehyde, you will be getting acetone. You can write it and see. But as I said, you write it and see. Alright, why it will be propene? Why it will be acetone? Because OH group will be added to the second carbon atom according to Markovnikov's rule. In just the previous reaction I have explained you. Alright, so you will be getting acetone. Mind it. Now, so you got the product finished. Now, listen here how it is co-oxidant and how it is a catalyst also at the same time. Now, PdCl2, it's very expensive. So as soon as PD is being formed, you need to again convert it into PdCl2 because it's very expensive, palladium chloride. So what will happen now? See, CuCl2 reacts with PD. 2CuCl2 reacts with PD to form here PdCl2 plus 2CuCl. You get it. Alright, 2CuCl. Fine. So PdCl2 is regenerated. You can see it here. It is regenerated PdCl2. Alright, because I said it is an oxidizing agent. Fine. Now, hence, what you find? It acts as a co-oxidant because it oxidizes again PD to PdCl2. Understood? One point, co-oxidant, done. Next, it also acts as a catalyst. So I have to regenerate again CuCl2 also. I got CuCl, but I need CuCl2. So how will you get CuCl2? CuCl will react with HCl. It is being formed HCl and oxygen or air. You have taken it. Alright. So what I will be getting? I will be getting CuCl2 plus water. You can balance it this one. You can balance it. That is, you will take 4 CuCl and 4 HCl plus water. You will be getting nothing but 4 CuCl2 plus 2 H2O. We can say that you will be getting it. Clear? In this way, you can see it acts as a catalyst because CuCl2 is regenerated. Clear? See, CuCl2 is regenerated. For that reason, we are taking oxygen, air, and HCl, which is being formed, reacts with CuCl to form again CuCl2. And it acts as a co-oxidant. How it is a co-oxidant? Because palladium, it oxidizes again to palladium chloride. Finished? So this is your Wacker process. We can say that. By the help of Wacker process, we can prepare aldehydes and ketone. Fine. Now, next process is from gem dihalides. Gem. You know what is gem? Gem means in the same carbon atom, if two halogen groups are attached, it is called as gem. But if it is attached to the adjacent carbon atom, it is known as what? Vicinal. We have studied earlier. Alright, it is known as vicinal if halogens are attached to adjacent carbon atom. But if the halogens are attached to the same carbon atom, it is known as what? Gem, we can say. For example, CH3 CHCl2. This is gem dihalides. We can say that. What is the name of this compound? 1,1-dichloroethane. Isn't it? It is 1,1-dichloroethane. Fine, very easy it is. Now, in presence of what I will do is that I will take an alkali. Let us take, I will take aqueous KOH. So what will happen? These two halogens will be replaced by OH group. CH3, CH, here one OH. Let me put here H so that it will be easy for me to understand you. So the two halogens is replaced by two OH. So 2 KOH Alright, so what will happen is that one carbon atom cannot have two OH group. It will undergo steric hindrance or steric repulsion. One carbon atom cannot carry two OH group because it will undergo steric hindrance or steric repulsion, because the electronic cloud of this OH and this OH, when they come closer to each other, they will repel. So then how it will become stable? Here OH and here H is removed. OH and H is removed always, and in this way it gets stability to form water. And what do you get at the product? CH3, what is that? Nothing but CHO. See here, CH3, CHO. Fine. So in this way you get acetaldehyde. Similarly, if you take here, that is nothing but 2,2-dichloropropane, for example, CH3, CH3, alright, here that is one Cl and here one Cl. In presence of same thing aqueous KOH, definitely I will require 2 KOH. Take 2 KOH, definitely I will be requiring. Read properly this one. If you don't understand, you can cut it 2. If you don't understand, then you cut it 2. But I require 2 KOH. Understood? Why 2 KOH? Because 2 OH group I require, na? So understand it. Otherwise you will get confused. A, Q, 2, K, what is this? It is nothing but 2 molecules of KOH. Fine. So CH3, C, here one OH, here one OH, here CH3. Again same thing, this OH and this H is removed. Alright, so water is removed. Alright, of course here 2KCl will be found. Mind it, 2KCl. It's a secondary product. And what you will be getting it? CH3, CO, CH3. See, acetone is being formed here. Got it? So in this way we can prepare from gem dihalides, we can say that we can prepare it. I hope you understood this particular one. You need to practice all these equations. All these equations you need to practice a lot. Then only you will become perfect. I have told you earlier also that practice makes a man perfect. So hence you need to practice a lot these equations. Then only you will understand it. Now, next is we can prepare from nitriles. We have seen one nitriles, that is by using Grignard reagent. Alright, HCN, RCN, we have seen it. Here also we will take, that is nitriles. Alright, but the name of this reaction is known as Stephen's reduction. It is said to be as Stephen's reduction. It is known as Stephen's reduction. It is said to be as another very important process, Stephen's reduction. Now, in this reaction, as it is called reduction, so you have to use a reducing agent. So what you will do is that you will start from stannous chloride. When it reacts with HCl to form SnCl4, alright, and nascent hydrogen is released here. See, nascent hydrogen we get it. In this way we started with nascent hydrogen. So SnCl2 when it reacts with HCl. So you came to know that stannous chloride in presence of HCl acts as a reducing agent. Why? Because it gives you nascent hydrogen. Okay, it gives you nascent hydrogen. Fine. Now what will I do is that I will take, let us say, CH3, C triple bond N. I will take it. That is acetonitrile or ethane nitrile or methyl cyanide, whatever you can say that. Now the nascent hydrogen which I got it, 2H plus HCl. Alright, the acidic medium, I will be taking it. Now in presence of dry ether, got it, which acts as an inert solvent. Dry ether. I will be taking dry ether in presence of 290 to 295 Kelvin. Alright, in presence of 290 to 295 Kelvin. So what is going to form? What you can say? It's going to form an addition reaction. H will be added here and N will be going with HCl. So hence what I am going to get, see here, CH3, that is CH double bond NH dot HCl. See here, H is added here and N, what you can say is that it reacts with HCl to form this addition product. That means you get an imine. Alright, you get an imine, and you know that it is not stable. So what is the name of this compound? Acetaldimine hydrogen chloride. Acetaldimine hydrogen chloride. Acetaldimine hydrogen chloride. We get it. Now this will react with water. Water means boiling water. You need to boil the water. So this NH, double bond NH, yes, in the last AV I have said you, got it, it will be replaced by what? Replaced by oxygen. Definitely, because the problem is here, imines are unstable. So I have to remove that particular problem. So CH3H double bond O. Fine. Now NH reacts with hydrogen to form ammonia. Ammonia reacts with HCl to form what? Ammonium chloride. Ultimately you get it. Because ammonia and HCl, base and acid, cannot remain together. It will react to form salt. We can say that. So hence this NH, alright, reacts with hydrogen because oxygen goes here, reacts with 2 hydrogen to form ammonia, and HCl is there. So ammonia HCl reacts to form ammonium chloride and we get acetaldehyde. Suppose if I want to prepare, that is ketone from here, if I want to prepare, what you need to do is that here that is one more, that is carbon atom, I need to take it here. One more carbon atom. Alright. So one more carbon atom if I take, then what will happen is that here instead of this particular H, alright, instead of H I will be getting what? CH3. Alright, now think of CH3, C, CH3 and double bond NH. Instead of this NH, I will be putting oxygen. What I will get? I will get acetone. In this way, you can prepare it. Clear? Now, if you want, you can take also here, that is aryl group also you take it. Now, you replace this one, CH3 group, and you put it an aryl group. Aryl means benzene ring, you put it. C6H5, CN, that is benzonitrile. If you take benzonitrile, what I am going to get it here? Here also C6H5. That is nothing but C6H5CHO. What is that I will be getting? Benzaldehyde. So you can prepare aromatic aldehydes, you can prepare aliphatic aldehydes, as well as you can prepare ketones. By this method we can say that. Clear? Now here also I can take another one and I can carry out this particular, that is Stephen's reduction. I can do it in another way. I can take here that is dibal H. Listen children, it is dibal H. Dibal H. What is that? Dibal H means diisobutyl aluminium hydride. Alright, that is dibal H means diisobutyl aluminium hydride. That is called as dibal H, so to say. Alright, diisobutyl aluminium hydride. That is called as dibal H, which acts as a what? It acts as a nothing but reducing agent, we can say that. So hence, what I can take it is that I can take RCN in presence of dibal H, which acts as a reducing agent. Diisobutyl aluminium hydride. You can write the what can say the formula. In presence of ether, alright, temperature it is nothing but dry ether. Here temperature is not required. Alright, you take dry ether. This one is here. There also dry ether I have taken it. So what is going to form? It is going to form same thing, an addition product. Clear? Because dibal H will give you what? Nascent hydrogen. Clear? So what I will get? RCH double bond NH. Imines. Now imines, what will I do? Same thing. You go for hydrolysis. HOH hydrolysis. What I am going to get it? That is nothing but RCHO plus ammonia. Okay. RCHO NH reacts with 2 hydrogen to form, that is nothing but ammonia. In this way you will be getting it. So this becomes much more simple, the reactions. Means the side product or the secondary product is not so much. So by taking dibal H, I said you already, diisobutyl aluminium hydride, we can say that. That is nothing but CH3 whole twice CH2 whole twice ALH. Alright, that is, again I repeat, CH3 whole twice CH2, put everything in bracket, square bracket, whole twice ALH. That is diisobutyl aluminium hydride, which acts as a reducing agent, so to say. In this way, you can prepare, that is, aldehydes and ketones. By this particular method, we can say that. Thank you.